So you think you've had a bad day before? Well, try this one on for size. For no apparent reason, you're being chased by armed assailants firing bullets at you left and right. When one of them actually strikes you, you're knocked unconscious and left bleeding in the streets. When you regain consciousness, you're no longer in the street. You're in a completely different world that's just beginning. It's on the very cusp of creation. That's the exact situation that Thomas Hunter finds himself in the first book, Black, of Ted Dekker's Circle series. Now, I've talked about Ted Dekker before. He's a Christian fiction author, one of my favorites, and this Circle series in its entirety is actually one of the best metaphors played out in fiction of Christianity that I've ever read. This first book centers on Thomas Hunter's adventures. Like I mentioned before, at the very beginning, he's shot only to wake up in another world. When he falls asleep in the other world, he is transported back to our world only to find that he's still in a deadly fight for his life and actually the existence of the entire world, because there's about to be a deadly virus released. For whatever reason, he seems to be an integral part of solving this problem, but he seems to know that the answer lies somewhere in the other world. So as he's transported back and forth between the two worlds each time he falls asleep, he gets closer and closer to solving the problems. In this other world, that's very unique in the sense that everything that is hidden in our world, such as emotions and good and evil, has been personified in this world. He experiences evil in the good and evil in the form of opposing furry bat-like creatures, and there's also water that you can dive into and breathe and not die. And there's also this mysterious figure, Elyon, who somehow seems to hold the answer to not only the creation of this new world and what's going on there, but also the answers to how Thomas can save his world from the virus that's about ready to be released. Will he be able to solve these problems? Will he be able to help this new world fight against the evil that's being introduced into it? And ultimately, will he have to pay the price of his own life? All of these things will have to be decided by Thomas alone. But Thomas does represent, like I said, it's a metaphor for Christianity. So it's just like with any of us, we have to make a choice whether we believe in God and what side of good and evil do we fall on. And it's just as much a story of you and me as it is a fiction story of Thomas Hunter. I hope you pick this book up and read the whole series, and if you do, let me know how you feel about it.